An employee raises a concern at work and gets fired shortly after. Sounds illegal, doesn't it? Well, that's because it is. So here's the scenario, and I've seen this way too many times. An employee reports mistreatment or bias or makes some complaint. Maybe they're being ignored for opportunities. Maybe their manager is just making things difficult for them, but they do it. They speak up, they go to HR, they complain, and then a few days later, they're transferred, demoted, or even fired. Guess what, my friends? That is called retaliation. And it's one of the most common and costly legal claims that are out there that employers face. And believe me, this is not just theory, because this is exactly what happened in a Dillard's case. So in 2023, an employee reported concerns about discrimination and requested a pregnancy accommodation. Instead of investigating, the company moved her to a different department completely. And then they furloughed her and terminated her shortly after. So, guess what? The EEOC got involved. And so, when the EEOC stepped in, they alleged that Dillard's actions violated federal law and they sued on behalf of the employee for retaliation. Now, if you remember, this case drew national attention. Why is that? Well, not just because it was Dillard, which is a popular name, but really because even if the original complaint isn't proven, you cannot punish someone for making that complaint. Doing so is truly against the law. And unfortunately, Dillard found this out the hard way. And guess what? It cost them $70,000. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link of the case in the description in case you want to read up more on this. But here's really what employees need to understand when it comes to complaints. Investigate every complaint thoroughly. No complaint is too lightly. You really need to look into what your employees are bringing forward. Document all actions, every conversation, everything that is said, everything that you decide to do as the employer with that information. You want to document it all. Then protect your employees from retaliation, regardless of whether they complain or what the outcome of their complaint is. So, how do we do this? You need to train your managers and leaders on retaliation and how to mitigate that risk. And here at Cultivate HR Consulting, this is exactly the type of training that we provide to help you make sure your team stays compliant and reduces risk, okay? But the reality is that failing to do this, it doesn't just hurt your team. It can really lead to significant legal and financial consequences that are bad for you and your business. So, you want to protect your business and your people? Do me a favor, hit follow. Each week, I'm going to be sharing tips and best practices to help you better understand the law in simple, plain English. And remember, we are here to help. So if you want to see how you can partner with us, check out our website below or send me a message. I'd be happy to talk to you more. Just remember, staying compliant isn't optional, it's required. All right, until next time.